Hello and welcome to the LSG server tour. Now our current server is based around the weapons core modifications and 3 rival arms companies that are continuing to pump different weapon mod packs into the game for the players to have a mess around with. We've messed around with lasers, we've had a go with some cannons, and we're trying to find a nice little balance between them. But let's have a look at some of the player creations in this tour today. So the first base we're starting at, over at the DBS. So over here, the DBS, we've got ourselves a variety of other large ships. We've got ourselves a production base slapped on top of here. You can see on the production area we've got this cool little trap door that looks like it opens, and inside here we've got a selection of other ships as well as a welcome and a to-do list. A very well prepared DBS as usual. And as we're inside here you can see their production facility all laid out and a drill ship in there as well. Very cool indeed. And I'm guessing inside here we've got color-coded production, or yeah, color-coded production is exactly what you'd expect from these guys. Very professional sort of layout. So coming over here, we've got some more of these other ships, and recently DBS did change up the designs as well as some of the other factions because we did put a limit on the lasers, so you're going to see a lot less of the laser kind. Over here, their cool 3D printer, and let's continue on. So the next faction we're going to visit is Dash, and if you know anything about our servers, Dash come up with some real ingenious ways of attacking the enemy. So we've got the Dash space station here, with these cool little space station like drone like pods floating around. Very cool indeed. See, they've got the PDCs. They look like what's it called? Is it not jellyfish? The little seahorse. They're like little seahorses with little laser heads on top there. Very cool indeed. I like them. I wonder if they're just drones that activate when something's around the perimeter of the base. Around the base, of course, they've got themselves some lasers on each of these points and a central shaft that works as a docking port, I'm guessing, for some of the ships. So as you can see, there's a lot of ships that are going to be damaged here because they've took part in an event the other evening with Arrow Armament and Rod Kinetics, two of the big arms manufacturers, and they've come back, but they've come back a little bit bruised. So very cool, nice to see these. I believe this one was originally a shark looking ship, so if we look at it from this angle you can see it's got the sharp shape to it, but the back half of the shark's been blown off in a battle. Very cool. Let's continue on. So let's go over to MBS. So that's NBS are over here. And we've got the star base. It's probably the best place to go to. Let things load into the sound of clang. Ooh. Let's see what's clanging out while we're here. Something going on with this ship. Yeah, we'll have to work that out in a moment. So this is their really awesome base type outpost that they've constructed. You might recognize it from a certain TV series if you look a little closer, but this has got some beautiful lighting and details going through it, and also some really loud clang noises putting me off the creation. So all the way down to the bottom you can see that they've got that dish there. So this is a really nice design. So all the production and other parts are laid out through this, and they've got little areas as well. They've pretty much knocked out the interior and filled it with production for the main hub, and then as it goes up into these upper areas you have the actual docking stations for the ship. So there's a few little ships that they've built here with various weapons, cars, attachment. This is really nice. This is like a little transport ship. And pop in there, you can see all the seats with a respawn bay in the back. A few men armed with rocket launchers in the back of that would be pretty damn deadly. So there's their upper hangar. They've also got the control area and a trading area, I believe, up at the top. I'm not too sure. Traders will be coming online on the server very shortly, so we'll have to see what happens in regards to that. Over on this side, we've got ourselves a 3D printer type design, and we have ourselves a printing looking ship here as well. So combine that with the 3D printer, you're going to be printing off ships very quickly. This looks a little bit like a crocodile, I don't know why. A crocodile looking ship, a little bit of damage by the look of it, or it's still under construction from a previous battle. Very cool indeed. Look at this one. Oh, this is a nice ship. Anyone recognise which one it is? I don't know if it's an exact replica, or it's going to be one with, well, obviously the scale's not going to be to scale, but you can see it's got lasers and guns in all the right areas. I think, is this the central laser down here? Very cool indeed. Yeah, this was awesome seeing this one fight in the other battle the other day. Locked in here as well. You can see we've got these airtight doors to protect some of the thrusters. Very cool indeed. Let's head on. Nice work there, MBS. So we're going over to SI. So SI, we're going to have to try to find the right one because sometimes there is ships adrift elsewhere as well. So over to SI, you can see they're under construction of a very large ship at the moment. They've not really popped their heads up in too many events, and that's probably because they're focusing mostly on resource gathering for this beauty. But have a look at this little craft as well here. It's been made to look out like some sort of knight or a transformer of some kind with wings there, or maybe something from the 40k universe, I'm not too sure, but they've got a very large ship with a lot of things to fill here. This is going to take a lot of time and resource building. I have noticed one thing, they have logged off with their projector on, so we're going to have to cut that projector off if we can find it. There we go. There we go. You never log off with your projector on, so they're going to have to put that projector back on. Let's continue on. So away from SI, we're going to ATC. So ATC have actually been laying some very sneakily mines around the place, and they've got a mine layer to do so. So be careful when you're flying through space. You don't want to end up in one of ATC's minefields, do you? So we've got their mine laying ship here. It looks like it's took a little bit of a damage. Some of the other players must not like people laying mines on the server. And at the back here, it's got some little welders. Maybe that's just to fix this guy up. So, yeah, a lot of damage from that battle the other day, definitely. Coming inside here, we've got their central processing hub with some various prices that they want to trade with other factions. So there you go, Loot Goblin, Cobalt Ingots sent off. So these guys look like they're trying to produce and do some trading. And I always like a bit of trading, but at the same time I won't put special admin rules in there for trading factions because it all gets a little bit, oh, don't shoot at me, don't shoot at him, sort of pettiness. So if you want to trade, you've got to trade and protect yourself at the same time. So let's continue. Away from ATC, we are going to go down the road to CBN. CBN, they sound like some sort of chemical, biological, nuclear deterrent location. So over here, this is a really cool little base. So you'll notice it's trapped in the asteroid here at the top. They've obviously got the production exposed, but it's not a big deal. It's very hard for players to usually find you out here. They've got this spider-like fighter down here with these cool techno red blocks. They've got some other fighters down there of a similar sort of design. These are really quite cool. And then we've got a larger ship in this area that looks to be a welder. So they've not got a large ship docked here at the moment, but they could be working on one or have one docked somewhere out after a battle. Cool little outpost. So away from CBN, we're going to go to LEV. LEV, where are you guys hiding? ATC, LEV. So we're going to have to go past a few. We can stop by some of the other bases, but you can see they're in a more semi-constructed phase, and that's why I've not included them in this particular video. So let's just make sure that I've not missed anything out, because I hate missing out players' bases. It always feels quite horrible. So if we just jump through some of these, we've got HGI. They've got themselves some small fighters, but nothing really big to show you guys. And since we're trying to compress these videos down, it's hard to see everyone's bases. So at LEV, they've got themselves another asteroid type facility. They're building out some large ships as well. It'll be interesting to see how these ones take shape. And then they've got their little asteroid base tucked inside there as well. They've got their miner with a refinery built on the back, so as it mines, it refines. Sounds like a pretty good idea. And coming down into this lower area, of course, it's all lit up, very ambient in here, if not a little bit dark. And inside here, what's this, like a cargo transport ship? Very cool indeed. And then they've got their production and some smaller crafts, like a little space car there as well. Must be for getting around the base up in that area. And production wraps around and heads up into the top area of the base. Very cool indeed. A nice little compact base hidden away that all you can really see, of course. The bubble gives you away with these hidden bases. But you can see the ships that are stuck out the top. So hopefully they'll continue building that. So let's go to, I believe it's LGG we're heading to next. We could be wrong. So here we go. LGG. Main base. What are they working on? So LGG, you can see they've got some of their ships tucked in over here. This looks like a mining ship of some kind, very rustic like, lots of cargo containers. Over here they've got like a ball like ship with some cool weapons tucked in along the front there. I think that's the cockpit or an observation area. But coming down into their bunker, this is where it looks really cool. They've gone with this gold and retro or futuristic armor blocks. Everything kind of glows down here. And it comes down to this area that I think is going to be blocked off at the bottom. But still really nice. There's going to be some cool storage area for ships in here. And I believe behind here we have production and storage. So yeah, another cool space base. And of course, we're not doing any sort of voxel destruction on this one. So you can destroy voxels that are used for mining, such as ores and resources, and live in there, but you can't just chip away and make your own sort of hole. So it makes players be a bit more resourceful with the holes that are already existing in asteroids. So from LGG, we're going to go to MCM, the noodle shop. When I saw this at first, I was a little bit confused. Sometimes people go with some weird and wonderful names on a server, but they're working on this guy in some interesting looking colours. So you can see they're sketching out an outline, and it looks like they might be doing it layer by layer, but that is going to be a very big ship by the look of it. I can't recognise it. I'm not too sure if it belongs to any show or it's just a complete custom design relevant to the player, but they've got a little docking pad in this area and also a printer on the arm there as well. So let's continue on. So we're going to go to RAB next. RAB, they've got quite a rep on our servers. They do quite a bit of damage, as we know. So let's check the RAB ships out. We've got the asteroid base. Let's jump to that one. So over at RAB, of course, there's definitely some fans of a certain series on this server. We've got another replica type build here. This one's really nice. These work quite well with weapons core as well. Rear docking at the back here, and a cool little ship, or is it an ejection type ship at the back, or is it a little ship to idle between planets and stations in? Very nice indeed. You can see they've done the same thing as the other ship as well, where they've got the laser in the center. So coming down below, we've got this cool like little orb device with another transport type vehicle under here as well. So you can see the transport in the back there. Very nice indeed. And they've got some decoys and some other decoy towers along the sides, and a few other fighters. It feels like they're really trying to stick to this style. There's a few little building ships that they've got going on down here as well. Very nice indeed. Let's continue on from RAB. Oh, we missed a bit. So coming down here, we've also got this guy. And I was trying to work out, is this some sort of transformer type deal that they're putting out here? Looks like it's only half of it, maybe semi-constructed at the moment. But let's continue on. So moving away from RAB, we've got to move on from MCM, and we are heading down right to the bottom. TBA we've got to find now, and it's like a needle in a haystack sometimes searching for these. So here's TBA. Now TBA have built some really cool things as well. These got these long type ships. You can see these have been damaged from a fight the previous day. They've got this production type ship as well that's taking shape steadily. We're only in the second week now, so it does take some time for players to build these up, and some of these weapons from Weapons Core, all the Weapons Core related mods, do require a lot of resources as well. The players have been hard at work, but that's a really cool large ship there. Let's continue popping along. So from TBA we've got TRK, so let's find TRK. So we've got TVK, TRK are here. Let's see what TRK have got themselves. So TRK have got themselves this big ball-like ship that's taking place in this very shiny colour. Now, I mean, obviously there's production and different things going on inside here, and it looks like they are going to build themselves some sort of interior in here, but I just thought it was a really unique design, so I had to show it you. So, bouncing on from TRK, we're going to TVK. TVK, where are you hiding? Here we are. So TVK, we've got a few of the players. We've got Angry, we've got Stroitov, and a few others as well. So what are they up to this time? Looks like they've got some nice standard looking ships. Have they been in a battle recently? No, I don't see any damage going on. Maybe they're building up the forces. So they've got a big solar array coming off to the side. This base is purple. We don't really know why it is. It just is. Okay, so they've got a purple base. Oh, and they've got a lovely picture of me from one of my recent streams. How lovely. Continuing on, we are going down into their facility, and they've got like some little, they've built some roleplay type areas here. So this is operation profit margins, where it looks like they're producing plants of some kind, or oregano they're producing over there. What's going on over here? Oh, like a little briefing room. Very nice indeed. AFK room. What's in the AFK room? If you shit in the game, you shit in real life. Okay, so there's obviously... Oh, okay, so you go in here. Ah, right. I understand what that room is. Very fun. A few little fighters lined up there. And then that larger ship that we looked at on the way in. Overall, fun base. from TVK. So the final place we're actually going to have a look at today's video, as it's already dragged on quite a bit, we're going to go to SWI. So if we know SWI, Shay has probably been working on some strange mutated ships of some kind. And we've interviewed her before, we've had a bit of a chat of why she does that and the theories behind it. So you can see we've got one here with the various little bits of alien spore on. The lasers mounted to the front. This is a really cool ship, this one. It's got these little eyes in the glass there. Really bit of fun. You can see the internals are the red colour. And there is a few little other ships around here. There's a little miner attached to the bottom. If we come outside here, is there any more of these ships that have been tucked in any of these nooks and crannies? No, that's it. So we'll wrap that video up here. That's what's currently going on our weapons core server. There's been quite a few fights, so I'm sad to see some of the ships that have not been repaired just quite yet, but hopefully they'll be back and operational, ready for the next event. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.